Now that we've learned about food webs and how energy moves through the ecosystem, we are going to talk about how the removal or disturbance of one factor can lead to an imbalance or destruction of the ecosystem. Remember that ecosystems are made of autotrophs, or plants, which automatically make their own food through photosynthesis, and heterotrophs, which need to eat to get their energy. Humans and animals are examples of heterotrophs. We also have decomposers, which break down dead organisms and waste to get their ATP. This is the energy pyramid. At the bottom, we have the producers, which produce the energy for the energy pyramid from the sun. 10% of that energy then gets passed to the herbivores or primary consumers. Then 10% of that energy is passed to the secondary consumers. And then 10% of that energy is passed to the tertiary consumers. You've seen examples of food chains, which shows just one path of energy, but a more accurate representation of an ecosystem is a food web, which shows how organisms are all interconnected. Take a look at this simple food web. Remember, you have the producers, or the grass, and then the primary consumers, which are the rabbits, and then the secondary consumers, which are the foxes. What would happen in this scenario if hunting goes unregulated and the rabbit population disappeared? The fox population would decrease because they lost their primary food source. And because the primary predators decreased in this ecosystem, that would cause the mouse population to increase. Take a look at this example. What would happen to the plants if the primary consumers, or the voles, disappeared? This would cause the plant population to increase. If the secondary consumers, or stoats, lost their primary food source, their population would decrease. If there's more food available and more energy in the ecosystem, the moth population would increase. In this example, if the snake population were to disappear, that would cause the hawk population to decrease because they lost part of their food source. If there's less predators in this ecosystem, that would cause the rabbit population to increase. In this ocean food web, what would happen if fishing goes unregulated and the Arctic cod disappeared? What would happen to the leopard seal and orca population? Since they lost their primary food source, their populations would decrease. If the population of these predators disappeared, what would happen to the penguin? Well, that's good news for the penguins because the penguin population would increase because there's less predators. The zooplankton would also increase because there's less Arctic cod in the ocean to feed on them.